Shooter and Schooley, bringing the fire. Tampa Bay squad, taking it higher. Strikes on the ice, lightning so bold. Hedman, Cooch Point, the story unfolds. We the Thunder, feel a roar. Tampa's team, we want more. From the rink to the crowds, loud sound. Coach Cooper's leading, we run this town. Puck drops, energy ignites. Flashing bolts under arena lights. Cooch with the stick, point speed insane. Hedman locks it down, defense untamed. We the Thunder, feel a roar. Tampa's team, we want more. From the rink to the crowds, loud sound. Coach Cooper's leading, we run this town. Puck drops, energy ignites. Flashing bolts under arena lights. Cooch with the stick, point speed insane. Hedman locks it down, defense untamed. We the Thunder, feel a roar. Tampa's team, we want more. From the rink to the crowds, loud sound. Coach Cooper's leading, we run this town. Shooter calls and Schooley breaks it down. Analyzing plays from the best in town. Podcast vibes with that hype so real. Breaking the ice with a champion feel. We the Thunder, feel a roar. Tampa's team, we want more. From the rink to the crowds, loud sound. Coach Cooper's leading, we run this town.
Welcome to We the Thunder. I'm Shooter, and I'm here with my co-host, Thomas Schooley. Class is in session, and we're ready for another lightning season, Thomas Schooley. We've got a great show planned tonight. We've got Sonia, who's going to call in shortly. We got to talk about the Battle of Florida. Already in midseason, or actually playoff form before the season even starts. We've got opening night tomorrow. We've got We've got predictions. This is our prediction show. We've done predictions with Sonia for the last 2 years straight. We do go back and look at those at the end of the season. So, Thomas, what say you on opening night eve?
It's going to be a crazy game tomorrow. We get to open against Ottawa, which, we've been opening against Florida the last couple seasons. So it's nice to have a new opponent. It's nice that Ottawa is going to have to do the travel day. So I'm ready to get this season started. We look good in the preseason.
Yeah, just one loss in the preseason during one of those Florida games, but we had more players kicked out of the game than playing in the game, it seemed like at some point. And by the way, if it's your first time here, I know we are part of the Coastal Sports Network now, so we might have some new folks coming in, only our second episode since we've been part of Angels Network. But if you're new to this show, welcome to We the Thunder. Woo! Hold on. There's a lot of thunder strikes going on in this show, but we are two Lightning fans, and we've been putting on a show for other Lightning fans. That's why we call it We the Thunder. It's not really just about us. It's about the team. It's about you guys. Thomas Schooley has a group called Thunderbolts and seems to know everything about the Lightning, and I'm just a hockey nerd. So we started the podcast, I think about 5 years ago now, and we're still doing it. So
every year, I get the message from a Shooter saying, "I think this is it," and then every year I'm coming back.
We're back. So if you want to help support us, you can go to SeatGeek.com, buy your Lightning tickets, or buy your tickets, or really whatever you want, and use our code We the Thunder WTT Pod as our code, and you get $20 off the first purchase. Not bad.
You get $20 off the first purchase.
Schooley, what
if you've already used an account, right? If you got a new, you can make a new account.
Now you're breaking the rules, Thomas. No, it is only your first time purchase. So do what Thomas says. All right, so we're
There was an echo. I don't think there's an echo anymore. Is there still an echo?
went away. So strange things happen on this show. Remember, we're in preseason form. We didn't get to do a show. I think our last show was like 2 months ago with Eric Erlinson. So it's been a while for us. Or no, yeah. Angel came on and Eric came on. So it's been a while for us. So it's going to take us a couple weeks to get into mid-season form, but we'll be going live pretty consistently on Wednesday nights. Time might change, but make sure you follow us at We the Thunder Pod. On X is probably the best place to go, but you can find us in Thunderbolts or across the interwebs. Make sure you follow us on YouTube and put the subscribe and notification on so you know when we're going live. So, all right, well, let's talk about it. We're waiting for Sonia to join us. She will be joining us here. Might be having some technical difficulties, but we've got to kind of start and talk about this whole Florida Panthers preseason thing that happened. So it was Thursday night when it really kind of started, and then Saturday was when the Bolts got in big trouble for what they did. And by the way, only the Lightning got in trouble and fined for everything that happened on Saturday. 322 minutes of penalties, 16 ejections, and that results in Goncalves getting fined, Schmidt getting fined, Sabourin, is that how you say his name? I mean, he's a minor leaguer. He's probably not going to be playing
I believe,
with us. But even if he does, he's suspended for the first 4 games if he gets called up. And we all owe that guy a couple beers because immediately all he did was go after Ekblad.
Yep.
And injured him, even though Ekblad played fine yesterday. But he's suspended for 4 games. If he does come up, he'll have to serve that 4-game suspension. The one that kind of hurts the most is Mosier got suspended for 2 games. So he will be out tomorrow night, and he'll be out on Saturday night. But you know what? And I guess you can't just limit it to Mosier, but Mosier looks pretty freaking mean in the preseason. Like, he looks like he is ready to go this season.
I think it seems like a lot of players have a chip on their shoulders this season, and especially when it comes to the Panthers. We've seen it. I mean, all this stemmed from Saturday to the game before that, where Greer only got a $2,000 fine, and there was nothing else except for some ejections and that kind of stuff. You also had Coop, who got a fine, and the Tampa Bay Lightning got a fine. I see a lot of people looking at that. I was looking at the player safety. When they suspend someone, they do an explanation, and it sounds to me that the Lightning actually admitted to sending people out there just to fight, because as part of the Sobrian suspension, they said on the talk with him and the Lightning, he admitted to going after him just to fight. So not making
There's no doubt about it. And,
right.
And that's where the Bolts did get in trouble. But back it up, though, because Thursday night in the first period, Hagel gets attacked by a Florida player. And by the way, that Florida player was the only person that had any fine. It wasn't even suspended, but he was fined.
Prayer.
Hagel hasn't played since. Now he's supposed to play, and I think he will play tomorrow. But that, I think, really triggered everything, because when they came back out in the second period on Thursday, obviously something was said in that locker room, I think, where it's like, hey, this isn't going to be like last year. We need to stand up for our guy. And you saw the rest of that game. It was, I don't know the exact penalty minutes, but I mean, the whole game, it was just fighting. And then on Saturday, and this is why the Lightning really were in trouble, they brought up the 6 players from the AHL, and those 6 players, I believe, all got kicked out of the game. So
yeah,
definitely some intention and a message being sent. And you know what? I had no problem with it. I had no problem at all with it, because you see Florida get away with this kind of stuff all the time, and somebody's got to stand up to them. So I think the message was sent that this isn't last year's Lightning or the years before Lightning. And as a result of all this, the funniest part is Curtis Douglas 6'7", 250-pounder is claimed off waivers from the Mammoth and might play tomorrow. We'll talk about the potential lines. I saw Eric Erlinson pulled up what they were looking like in practice today, so we'll pull those up and talk a little bit about opening night a little bit later. But I don't know. What was your thoughts on this whole Battle of Florida thing and what happened?
I think it's BS that the player safety didn't do anything to the Panthers. I mean, and we've seen this. That there's been a lot of scrutiny with the Florida Panthers because of ties with player ops and player, the player suspension part and their connection with the Panthers and other Panthers issues with the team. And I put this out on X, is that teams are starting to notice that, and they are going to take their own action on this. And Panther fans are not going to like it when their superstars start getting headhunted. And that's what's going to happen if the league is not consistent with these kind of things. You saw all the beat writers, all the big names, the announcers, everybody has came out and said that Panthers should have had some kind of suspensions out of those games. And for the sake that they did not, teams are going to see that. And I think we saw that yesterday with Chicago and the Panthers. You saw him getting in a fight with, what was it, Greer, I think, on the first period yesterday. So you're going to see this. I think you're going to see this. And then they made a huge deal that in their ring that they had for last season, they showed their rings last night, or they revealed their rings 2 nights ago. And the motto was apologize for nothing. And so I think this year everybody's motto is going to be redemption for last year. So.
Yeah. And the thing that really bothered me about Saturday's game is Jurgensen gets hit by Carter Verhaeghe and nothing for Carter Verhaeghe. Jurgensen's going to miss tomorrow's game from all reports. He's still out injured.
Right.
So, and Verhaeghe gets nothing. So who knows how long he's going to be out.
According to Coot today, only Mosier, Paul, and Gergensen will not be in the game tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, still, I mean, he's still injured.
Gergensen is week to week.
I mean, that should warrant a fine, a suspension. That was just as bad as anything done. And then the weird one was Mikkola getting ejected from the game and still playing in the game and getting an assist, and they took off the goal. Like, just bad officiating, bad everything overall. And to go back to kind of what you were saying, the assistant general manager, and I think his title's changed since then, Gregory Campbell for the Panthers, is the son of Colin Campbell, who's the NHL director of hockey operations. Little bit of a conflict of interest. And I don't know. I don't think it's just Lightning fans that see that the Florida Panthers seem to get away with a lot. Either way, I like it. I would do it again. I think Cooper and the team would take the fines, although that's the pretty hefty fines. Cooper $50K, the team $100K, and then the smaller ones for the players. And it sucks because those players aren't like your big money makers either. But that's the kind of thing, that's the kind of statement you have to make a difference this season. We didn't see the team make any major moves this season, and we'll kind of talk about our confidence level with the team when we get into the predictions towards the end of the show. But we didn't see the team do anything major, but I feel like this is definitely a different team after seeing them in the preseason. Especially these last couple games. And overall in the preseason, I mean, I was super impressed with some of the young players, more so than I've been in the last several years. The comeback win that they had against Nashville's starters. You saw Stamkos in that game and Forsberg in that game, and they had Saros start the game. He didn't finish it, but they had their real players in the game. We had our backup lineup in the game. And that team came back, overcome a deficit in the third period, and came back and won the game. I haven't seen kind of a spark like that from our younger players in a while. So pretty impressive. No like names, no like, I mean, were there any names to you that stood out? Like obviously a lot of us were looking for Sam Bennett, or not Sam Bennett. Holy shit. Sam, what's the guy we got for Howard? Sam
O'Reilly, I mean.
O'Reilly, who played well. Was there anyone else that stood out to you in the preseason that you think we might see this season?
There was a couple that really Pauletier. I thought he really had, and when I was listening to like Mish and Eric Erelson and all them, that was one that you kind of thought might have made the opening day roster. It was kind of odd. I see Sarah was in here asking if we're worried about Vasi. For them to have 3 starting goalies on the opening day roster, yes, I'm worried that something's up with Vasi. The fact that we had to add a different player with the third goalie to opening night roster makes me worried. I don't remember the last time the Lightning had 3 goalies on opening night roster.
Yeah, that's not normal.
No.
And that whole Vasi thing's worried me the whole time. I know he played on Saturday and he played fine, but that's worried me the whole time. And then, speaking of injuries, I don't like the whole Nick Paul thing either. Like, why did Nick Paul just have surgery? It kind of reminded me of Vasi last season. Was last season he started on IR? Or was it the season before? The season before, I think. He started on IR. And he had back surgery like right before training camp. I'm like, why are they like finding and addressing this stuff right before the season?
Well, it's the same thing with someone else just had surgery and too is going to be out for their team. I can't think of who it was, but sorry, Sonia's messaging me. She's restarting everything. She's been trying to get in. She's just trying to restart everything.
So if she has problems, give her the number on the screen to call in. She can always just call in. By the way, phone lines open all season. This is thanks to our friends at the Coastal Sports Network. So numbers on the line if you want to call. But if Sonia calls in, we're going to hang up on you. Because she's the queen. We always like to kick off the season with the person who's going to kick us off on opening night and for most of the Bolts games.
But yeah, it was pretty odd. Vasi and did not play any of the preseason games until the last one. He was the last starting goalie to start a game. And the thing that concerned me the most was the fact that when Coop kept getting asked about it, he was like, "Oh, I expect him back tomorrow. I expect him back on Monday." Like each time he was pushing back the days, like he didn't know what the hell was going on. So there's people saying, that it could be an injury, it could be this. I'm leaning more towards this was a Vasi decision. And I know at the very beginning of preseason, that was what Bobby the Cheat Taylor was talking about. That was what Esposito was talking about, that, it's kind of goalie doesn't get anything good in that beginning of that preseason. But then as you got further and further down the road, you started hearing Chief going, "Where is Vasi? Where is Vasi? Why isn't Vasi here?" And that he needs to get in. He needs to get – people are saying they're veterans, that they know what the game is. But even you have ex-goalies who say you got to get in that game mind, and it takes some games under your belt to get into that goalie mind after being off the off season.
Yeah, I agree. Something's up, and I think you're right. Having 3 goalies on the opening night roster is definitely a sign of something. What about Hedman, though? Because we haven't seen him play since he left one of the preseason games injured. I think he only got into 1 game in the preseason.
Well, then his dog Harry died.
Yeah, which
So
sad. We love
there's
we loved Harry.
yes.
I mean, how we gonna take 2 weeks off when your dog dies?
Well, they didn't want him in on that last game. I can guarantee you that one.
True. Okay. Let's see if we can bring her on, Thomas. I will let you do the honors.
Okay. So this woman, I wrote this down. This woman needs no introduction, but she deserves one. She's a retired Air Force. She is a Lightning Community Award winner. She is the 2022 Sneaker Soiree Freddie Solomon Courage Award winner. She is the 2023 National MS Society Inspiration Award winner, battling MS herself. She is entering her 13th season as the best national anthem singer in the NHL. She is one of the best ambassadors for the Tampa Bay Lightning. You guys call her Sonia. I call her a sis or friend. Please welcome back to the show, Sonia Bryson Kirksey.
You should, of all people, should not be afraid of lightning strikes, Sonia.
That still gets me, even in the arena. I'm like, ugh.
Well, hey, it's so good to see you. Thank
Good to
you
see
for
you guys too. Thank you for letting me come.
yes. Well, this will be 3 straight years where you join us for the opening episode of the season, and we're going to do predictions again. So really, thank you for jumping on. We love the idea of us kicking things off with the person that kicks off most of the Lightning games for us. So thank you again, and it's great to have you on. I don't know if you got to hear what we were talking about before you jumped on, but we were talking about the pesky Florida Panthers and some of these preseason games. Were you able to see some of what has happened in these games? And do you have any opinion on what has happened in some of these games in the preseason?
I have to be very careful about what comes out of my mouth at this point.
You might get fined and suspended, so yes, you do.
So I'll just say it's been very interesting watching these crazy people fight these crazy people down south, and yeah, just cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
That's very political of you. And yes, you would be on the hook for a fine.
Look,
For
if Cooper can get fined, then I probably can get fined too.
yes. But yeah, what a crazy way to kind of kick off the season. So tomorrow night, like what's your preparation? How do you get ready for a season like this?
Sleep as much as I can. It's a lot, I have a busy day tomorrow. I have media in the morning at 7:40. Then I have to meet my bling person so that I can get my earrings for tomorrow night. Then I'll go back home and rest as long as I possibly can. And then we have to be there early because of all of the pregame stuff that they do for the first game. So our blackout practice will be earlier. So I'll probably get there somewhere around 3:15.
Now, will you be walking the blue carpet? Do they let Sonia do the blue carpet? They should.
You know what? One year I did it by mistake because I arrived early and they had the carpet out there and people were already out there. So I just went in that door. So it wasn't like an official me walking the carpet, but it just happened.
When she says people were out there, that was me.
I mean,
And like 2 other people.
you might be right on time because I think it was 3:30, 3:45 tomorrow that they're doing
3:30.
the player walks. Yeah, 3:30 to 4:15 ish. So I think you should just take that detour and be the first one that goes on the blue carpet.
Fun. Actually got to walk it. What was that thing they did, Tom, last year? The Hall of Fame.
Yeah, it was the not the first year with Marty, but the second year with Vinny LeCavier and
Yeah.
that group. You got to do it.
Yeah, I got a chance to walk that night, and it was pretty fun. It was kind of offsetting because I'm not used to that kind of stuff. But I'm used to being with people, touching people, and then walking a carpet. What? That was kind of weird.
All part of the gig. All right. So have you had, I know you're in the arena a bit, and obviously more as the season goes on. Have you had any interaction or anything with any of the new players? No one, we were talking about it earlier. There's no like big
She
name.
just came back to town. She just came back to town last night.
Oh, so you haven't sung during preseason at all then, have you?
I never
No,
sing preseason.
never.
That's not my gig ever. I have in 13 years I've never sang for preseason.
I did not know that. So are you warmed up and ready to go tomorrow then?
Really? Of course I am. I sing every day of my life. It's not something that's a choice for me. It's part of me. I promise you.
So you don't get nervous at all?
I don't say nervous. I don't like that word. I think aware is a better word because if you're not aware that you're affecting other people, that you're there for other people and have some type of anticipation on the inside of you, then it's something wrong with you. I don't think nervous is the right word, but I just think just being aware of the gravity of, the job that you have. So that's how I feel most of the time. And honestly, it feels more like that when I leave the carpet than when I go out there. When I go out there, I am zoned in. If you ever see my face when I'm just standing there right before they announce me, I'm kind of zoned out. I rarely even hear the applause. We have a friend that sits over to the side, like right at the gate where I come through. And she said, "You always look so mean." And I'm like, no, I'm just zoned in. I have the blinders on and I'm looking really into that light out there that's across from me and I'm getting ready. So
That's my excuse not to go to preseason also. I said, if Sonia's not here, I don't go.
oh well.
Now, is it going to be same kind of schedule as years past when they do the theme nights? That's when you kind of have a sub that comes in and gets to do the anthem for you.
It's not all theme nights, so it's just certain ones. So if you think about it really hard, you can tell which ones I'm not going to be there. Like for Hispanic night, because I'm not Hispanic. I can play one on TV, but let's see, neurodivergent. What's the other one?
Cancer, Hockey Fights Cancer.
Yeah, Hockey Fights Cancer. The one where it's the cops and the EMT people,
first responders.
Yeah, first responders night. It's just certain ones that I'm
not Green Night.
Go Green Night. I usually sing for actually. So, But there's certain ones that I just don't, because I'm not a part of those communities or cultures.
Yeah, I just wanted to, I knew that because I've been to so many games, but I wanted to put it out there because I noticed that when like you're not singing, like there's a whisper in the crowd of like, "Where's Sonia?" And I try to let people.
You know what? I put that out every single year. I'll put out the theme night and say, "Hey, these are the nights that I'm not going to be singing," and people will be like, "Is she okay? Is she sick? What's wrong with her? Why isn't she here?" Dude, pay attention. But I do also realize that there are lots of people that don't have social media.
Yeah. Well, and you've been doing it seems like forever now. When did you start doing it?
2013, December 7th.
Yeah. So it's been a minute since they've had anyone else trying to do what you do. But I mean,
Did you not listen to my intro, Shooter? I said entering her 13th season.
I did.
Like you just don't listen to me anymore. This is how it is now between the two of us.
Y'all are like two old women, I swear.
You're not wrong. To be fair, I was going through my catalog of sound effects and I was looking for the right sound effect and I didn't find the right one in time. So I wasn't listening to you, Thomas, and you need your own sound effect. I thought I had like a royalty one on there, but I couldn't find it.
And I like the pink. I love the pink border. That is so cool. I'm so the pink girl. Yeah. I mean, not right now, but
that's just for you. Yep.
Thank you.
So, all right. So we got to do our predictions.
Yeah.
I do want to kind of talk a little bit about this opening house weekend. I know, Thomas, you've probably seen this. It's not this weekend, but it's next weekend when the Lightning are out of town. So it's a watch party. Will you be part of the watch party?
Okay, so my life is so complicated right now, but so I will actually, the watch party starts at 7. I actually hit the ground at 5:09. So it depends on if Jimmy can get me to the arena on time.
I can pick you up.
He'll be
We'll,
there.
we'll get you there on time if I pick you up. I promise you that.
I don't want to go to jail in the process. I have no bail money, brother. Okay.
So let's
one thing real quick. There is a lot of people messaging me and everything.
Okay.
How is your mother? A lot of people have not seen the updates. So can you please?
Since all the stuff happened in November of last year and I went, since then, she had a seizure in June. She was in the hospital for 6 weeks for that, and then on to rehab for about a month. She's at home now, but she is still very much dependent on people. She can't really do much of anything by herself. But I'll say she's getting stronger daily, but it's going to take a while, and it's unfortunate when you have one big thing and then another big thing and then another big thing. It takes a while for your body to recover. And she's had the accident/stroke. Then in January, she had to have an amputation below the knee, her left leg, and then June, the seizure. So we've been dealing with a lot. Right now, she's physically, I'll say medically okay. But we're dealing also with a little bit of dementia onset. So there's a lot. And any of us who have parents still have our parents, you eventually have to get to this point. It's not something that you can avoid. Either you're going to be taking care of them or, you're going to lose them. And I'm not stupid enough to think that, things just won't happen. You just got to be ready for them. You have to open your mind up and realize that it's going to be your time, so it's our time right now and we're doing our best to take care of her.
That's good. And that's tough, especially with her. She's still in South Carolina?
Yes.
Well, and Sonia is going back and forth all season. She's been back and forth all off season. So when she says she touches the ground, that's because she is heading back to South Carolina, and then we'll be back here to Tampa at 5:00 that day. I get the luxury of me and Sonia text, probably not as often as we both want to, because we both have lives, but she has been nice enough to keep me updated. And so I have gotten to see, a lot of people have been saying, so how's Sonia, how's her mom? And I was like, oh, perfect time.
Right. So exhaustion, but I'm happy exhausted. I'm okay.
Good. Well, hopefully we will see you. Well, we'll definitely see you tomorrow, but hopefully and Saturday. But next weekend, hopefully we'll see you at this open house weekend. I think this is nice. I mean, we haven't really got a chance to even talk about the renaming of the Ice Palace again.
Are you the only person that still calls it the Ice Palace?
No, I am not the only person that still calls it the Ice Palace. Well, I will always call it the Ice Palace, but it is now the Benchmark International Arena. I think everyone's starting to call it the Bench, which I get. I don't love that. Like,
no,
being at the bench to me is never a good thing. Hockey's a little bit different because you're always changing lines and whatnot. But when you're on the bench in basketball or in football, it's not a good thing. But that's what it is now, the bench. And really, I think we'll get used to it pretty quickly. A lot of people really didn't like Amalie Arena when it first started. Nobody could say it, but everyone was kind of sad to see it go. But I think this is a good little event to get people downtown, get them to go to the arena. It is a free event, so you can go to the watch party next Friday. You got the Bolts playing in Detroit.
You do have to get tickets. You do have to go online and get tickets.
Yeah, I hate how they do that. So they say it's like everything's free, but you can see the link here, and we'll put it in the chat and the notes for the podcast listeners. But you have to claim your event tickets, and usually if there's anything where you're going into the arena, you do have to have some sort of ticket to get in. So there's no difference on this event either. So they'll have concessions open, watch party. Sonia hopefully will make it there in time. So we had to check out the watch party on Friday. And then Maren Morris. I don't even know who Maren Morris is.
Yes, you do. She sings that song, Meet Me in the Middle.
Can you sing it for us, Thomas?
You don't want me to sing that. Meet me in the middle. She sings she has a couple of songs that have went. She's a country singer. She's had a couple songs that went number one. She's really good, and so that's gonna be good. The next thing that's on there, that public skate, I do not know why they're still advertising that. That was sold out or not sold out, but that was gone within the first hour of them releasing this. So, but they still have it on there, and the Inside Out movie you can still get, but the public skate you cannot. Public skate is closed.
I did not know that, but that stinks. I mean, if you have any other events that you see this season where you can go and do a public skate at Benchmark Arena, I would definitely do it. It's just a really cool experience to be able to actually be on the ice where the players play and see the stands and everything from a different point of view. So if you can, obviously you're not going to be able to next weekend, but if you get a chance to do that, I recommend to anyone to get out there on the ice. I've had the opportunity, I think 3 times now to actually play hockey at the Ice Palace. And it's one of my favorite things to do. You just feel so cool. I definitely play better too when I play there. Something about when I play, there's nobody in the stands really. So anyway, excuse me, Thomas. Did you say none? Carly shows up sometimes. All right.
And they do have a singer for tomorrow, a band for tomorrow night.
Mm-hmm. Outside,
yeah, outside there is going to be a band.
Do we know who it is?
I was trying to find the advertisement I saw earlier, but the only thing I'm seeing now is not telling me who it is. But it's a local band that's known for singing old rock hits.
Mm-hmm.
Can't go wrong with the old classic rock cover band. Cool. I did not know that. And I will definitely be trying to get down there early. I know Sticks of Fire is back in action this season, so they will be marching tomorrow. I want to say they are marching at 5 or 6 o'clock. Go make sure you follow Sticks of Fire. And I know that they're doing a lot of tailgates this season. And our old friend Stash is one of their grill masters too.
Woo-hoo!
So he's definitely a good barbecue guy. So make sure
they are also
on Saturday.
They are also doing $5. Oh wait, I just got it sent to me. Thank you, Michelle Blevins. Just texted me it. It's Saints of Saturn line from Ford Thunder Alley. Tampa Bay Saints of Saturn is known for bringing their vintage 70s and 90s hard rock and roll to venues like Ebor's Crowbar. On Thursday, they'll take the renowned Ford Thunder Alley stage from 5 to 7. The band is fresh off recording an EP with producer David Bendeth from Paramore, The Warning, Bring Me the Horizon, up at Peter Frampton's Nashville studio in New Jersey. So they are doing also $5 burgers, $8 combo meals, all the way up until I believe doors open.
Okay.
What do we got to do to get some $5 beers at Benchmark Arena?
They actually have them tomorrow.
Really?
Up until doors open, yes.
Okay.
That's why I was trying. Michelle, can you send me that one too? Because I can't find that email. But there's a whole bunch of $5 specials tomorrow.
Wow.
Awesome. I love that. I mean, it's just, especially for folks that go to a lot of games, it's just so expensive to eat and drink there.
Well, I think it's just for tomorrow. Don't get excited.
No, there's some places, none in Tampa, but like Atlanta, that big
There we go.
Mercedes-Benz dome.
Thank you again, Michelle. So it says
Link in the
you're
chat.
you're standing in Fort Thunder Alley, gazing up at the beautiful new signage of Benchmark International Arena. It's an hour and a half from puck drop, and you've got time to kill. You look into your wallet and see that $5 bill that's been sitting there for 10 weeks because nothing costs $5 anymore. Nothing except for the delicious smelling burgers grilling nearby where you can walk over, slap that $5 on the table, and walk away. And I bet you it's going to be taxed. So I bet you got to pay $5.35, but we'll see. Walk away with a burger or dog, chips, and a drink. Nearby the kids zone will also be rocking in the plaza with face painters, balloon twisters, and character artists on hand. You got to play the hits. And for those in the market for new Bolts merch, the Tampa Bay Sports Store, which is now self-serve, will open at 12 p.m. sharp with new collection drops for the 2025-26 season. Happy hours from 5 to 7 and includes $2.50 waters and sodas, $5 beers and seltzers, $5 combo meal burger or hot dog with chips and a drink, and $8 combo meal pizza and drink.
Be there early, folks. It's going to be fun. If you've never been to opening night and you're just a casual hockey fan, first, congratulations for finding this podcast. If you're a casual hockey fan, because I know most of the people that are out there listening in the chat are hardcore hockey fans.
For me.
But yeah, if you've never been to opening night, you've got to go to opening night. That's the night to go to. I think besides opening night, the other highlight of the season is going to be February 1st, where the Lightning will have the Boston Bruins come into town, and they will play not at Benchmark International Arena. They'll be playing at Raymond James Stadium, which is definitely going to be the highlight of this season, I think. Sonia, how are they pulling this off? Are you going to be out there maintaining this ice all weekend during Gasparilla weekend?
No, and I will not be singing.
Well, this is like a big event. They're probably going to bring in some like major recording artist or something like that.
Bring in some Grammy-nominated fool, but I'm sorry, I didn't say that.
Well, can we get you nominated real quick?
Yeah, whatever. They do this to us every single time they have something NHL coordinated in Tampa. It's always like a struggle between Benchmark ownership and the NHL saying we want to use our people. No, we want to bring in our own people. So I don't care. I would rather do it. I really would, because it would be my first. And it would be at home. It's just like I wanted to do the Super Bowl when it was here, but my request fell on deaf ears, so it's all good.
Well, you better believe we will still hear in the stands on February 1st. Wait, why is Sonia not singing? Where's Sonia?
Of course.
100%. We're going to hear that. But
I did go and look at the Nashville Stadium Series game, and they also had a Nashville Grammy artist sing their national anthem. They did not have Nashville's normal singer. And then I went and looked at some of the others, and it seems that none of the teams people. The only thing I would say is that maybe we will see Greg Wolf. I don't know if he's been told yes or no, because he tends to be the MC that they send to all these anyway. Yeah. Except for when he got sick a couple years ago.
Yeah, it's so weird though, because like for the Super Bowl, you chose the honor guard from MacDill Air Force Base. That's local. Why not choose a veteran that's local to render the anthem? That's all I ask for, is this opportunity, but whatever.
Well, hey, you never know what's going to happen. We know they'll probably try to bring someone in, but you never know. They might miss a flight. They might get sick. I think you should be there on site, ready to go. All right, let's do our predictions for this year. You weren't with us, Sonia, for the last show of last season, but it was Mr. Schooley who actually did pretty well in the predictions last season. You had a couple as well, but I think it was Thomas that took the win last year as far as the predictions go. So let's start it off this season. And I kind of talked a little bit about this first question earlier, and it is on a scale of 1 to 10. What is your confidence level in the Lightning going into this season?
The Lightning going into the what?
Going into the season on a scale of 1 to 10, what is your confidence level at? And 10 being we're definitely going to make and win the Stanley Cup. 1 being we're going to be the worst team in the league.
Because I haven't watched the entirety of the team play together yet, it's just been the pregame babies, for the most part, or the preseason babies, for the most part. I would say I'd put them somewhere around 7 for right now, and that's not saying anything bad about our team. It's just that I have really not seen them the cohesiveness yet. I have not seen them, all together and the final cut. You know what I'm saying? And them moving towards that playoff team that we know that they can be at the end of the season.
Gotcha. Thomas, 1 to 10. What's your confidence level right now?
8, and it's all on Vasi. I would say a 10 had we not seen in this preseason what we've seen with the quietness of what's going on with Vasi and the fact that we have 3 goalies on the starting roster. We've seen before this team goes by how Vasi goes. So that until we see some games from him and see he is in Vasi shape, then 8. I really think this season, more than any, if we stay healthy, this team here is a Stanley Cup winning team. If we stay healthy. I think a full year with Gord, full year with Bjorky, a full year with JJ. I think this is a Stanley Cup caliber team if Vasi is healthy.
And by the way, if you want to play along in the chat, it looks like some of you guys have. Sorry, we haven't really gone to the chat too much, but we will shortly. Definitely play along with us. Looks like some of you guys are. And I don't think, Thomas, you don't have access to highlight chat right now.
No.
Okay, so we're a little behind. We're still in preseason form. I'm gonna go with a 6 right now, and I actually bumped that up a little bit. And my reasoning is I always kind of look back into last season and what happened last season. And last season, first round exit, not a great showing in the playoffs. And it's been like that for several years now. And I go into the offseason and say, well, what did we do in the offseason? And just at face value, we didn't do much, right? We didn't bring in a big or anything like that. But I was kind of inspired, and I was talking about it earlier with some of the preseason games with some of the young guys, us really standing up to the Panthers and making a statement to them. So I really was at like a 5 or below, but I gave him an extra point for the preseason, and I'm at a 6. I mean, that doesn't mean
Can I give you something that should give you 2 extra points?
What?
And probably the best thing they did in the offseason. They got rid of Blashnell. Blashnell is gone. You've seen now this power play system is changing. The defense is changing. That is why I said so high, because without Blashnell, I think
my confidence level in Sonia's phone is a 0 right now.
That's my camera on my computer. I'm on my computer. I apologize.
Oh, good. I hear you, Thomas. But I just don't know. I feel like what have we done that makes me feel like we're not going to be a first round exit? And I don't think we're a bad team. I think we're definitely a playoff team, and I think we could make it to the finals. And who knows if we beat Florida last year, what happens? But I don't know. That's kind of how I look at it. All right, next. How many points will the Bolts get this season. So the overall points, how many, wins and overtime wins they each get points for. Last year, the Lightning had a pretty good season. They finished with 102 points, which was their best in the last 3 years. So, Sonia, we'll let you kind of kick this off. And by the way, a lot of these guesses are complete shots in the dark. So if they were at 102 points last year, where do you think they'll land this year?
Well, like Tom said, we got Gord for a full season, and I think he adds a little bit of go get him on the lines that he's on to help people maybe get a little energize the lines. I think we'll be a little bit better than 102. I'll say 108.
That would be an amazing season. Thomas, what do you say?
105.
105, and I'm gonna go 99. And that still puts you in second or third division.
You guys, you can find Shooter out on the Budweiser deck between intermissions. Feel free to toss him off.
Don't dangle him over the edge. If you're gonna do it, just throw me. All right, so if the Bolts don't win the Atlantic Division, who will win the Atlantic Division? So your front runners are going to be Toronto, Florida, but you've also got teams like Ottawa and Marty's Montreal Canadiens that are up and coming. Detroit, we've still been waiting for them to kind of turn the corner. Who will win the Atlantic if the Bolts do not?
You go first, Shooter.
I still think it's going to be Toronto. I mean, they've owned this division. It doesn't mean they're very good because they can't do anything in the playoffs, but I still think Toronto is going to win it.
I think Toronto also, because of the fact I think they're going to try to show that they didn't need Marner.
Yeah. That's a good point. All right, I'll make it 3.
Yeah, they've won it for the last several years. And by the way, I believe every time except for the 04 Cup, the Lightning have not won their division when they've won the Stanley Cup. So
real quick, I'm right. I think Ottawa is an excellent team. Do I think they win the division? No. I wouldn't be surprised if they finish right under the Lightning.
I like that bold prediction, though, to come out and say Ottawa is going to win the Atlantic. Tomorrow will be a pretty telling game. Ottawa plays us really well.
Tomorrow.
All right. So, what place will the Bolts finish in the Atlantic then? They finished second last season. I believe they were third the previous couple seasons. Sonia, are they going to win the Atlantic this year?
No.
Well, she just said Toronto, so I hope not.
Well, that was if the Bolts don't win, so you can say.
Oh, okay.
But I still think they won't because, like you just said, on the years that we do really well in the playoffs, it's not like we're worried about that. We're not worried about winning the Atlantic. We're not worried about winning, those little, I don't want to say the little, but the small stuff. They're focused on the cup.
So, for second place, third place?
I'll say second.
I'm going with you on second. Thomas?
I say second also.
All right. We're all in very much agreement on some of these this year. All right. This is a good one, though. Jake Gensel last year had a great year, scored 41 goals for the Bolts. I want to know, is Jake Gensel going to be over, under 40 goals this season?
I'll say over because I like him.
Great player.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say under because I think Cooch shoots more this year and scores more goals, and it seems like they're moving people around in that bumper spot and everything else. It looks like people are getting moved, and it looks like Point might end up in that Stammer's office, which then could leave Point to get more goals. So I say less.
I think Bjorkstrand looks like he's going to be in that bumper spot.
Oh yeah, it was Bjorkstrand. That's who it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think he gets less.
I'm going to go over. I think Jake's just going to get better with some of these guys and having that chemistry after playing a full season with them. And, we'll be able to watch him during the Olympics this year. Another thing that to look forward this season is we get a long 2.5 week break for the Olympics, and we'll get to see a lot of our guys play for the gold. All right. So over, and Thomas goes under. All right. Next is Cooch. 121 points last season, which was a little bit of a drop off from his amazing season the season before. Still led the league in points, but how many will he get this season? 121 last season. Thomas, what was it 2 seasons ago? 144 he hit?
Yeah.
Like franchise record. I'll start, I guess. Let's go. Screw it. 150. Let's break that record again.
Ooh. I'll say, I'm not going quite 150. I'll say 146.
I'm going just like the liquor, 151, baby.
151. I thought you were going to say 1. Price is right, Thomas. You can't just go with 1. It's not if you're over, you're out. All right, good. I'm looking forward to a little Kucherov tomorrow night.
Yeah, me too.
One of the best players we've ever had play at in Tampa. All right, this is a fun one. Who will lead the team in penalty minutes this season?
Ooh, I don't know, because you know what, Gordon's he's not like he was when he was first with us, when he was younger and he was sitting in the box all the time. So
he's older now.
Yeah.
We got a lot of guys that don't go to the box too often. Point, yeah.
Point doesn't go often.
But we got to pick someone. Someone's going to lead this team in penalty minutes.
Who do you say?
I'm going Lilleberg. Led the team last season, and also found himself in the box quite a bit in the preseason when he was in. So I think it's going to be Lilleberg that leads the way. There's some other guys that you could kind of pin on there, like Chernak, maybe Crozier sees the box a lot. He have a rough season, kind of getting a lot more ice time than he's ever had.
I'm picking Hagel.
Hagel would be interesting. Yeah.
Sorelli too.
Yeah, I'm picking Hagel because I think, number one, Lilleberg, I don't know if he sees a large amount of games this season. It's going to be interesting to see the 6 and 7 once Mosier comes back from his suspension. But I'm going to go Hagel. I think, he's raised a lot of eyebrows in this league, especially with the comments he said after the Florida game last year. And I think he might get the record when we play Florida this year.
He better watch his back in that game.
Yeah,
definitely.
Sonia, who do you think?
It's between Sorelli and Geeky for me. So I think I'm going to pick Geeky.
Okay. Yeah, I'm hoping Geeky sticks with the team all season this season. I feel like, especially in some of his time in the preseason, I feel like he had a much better knack for scoring goals. Like, he was getting the chances last season. It took him forever to get that first goal. And that was kind of my thing with him is he's there, he's in the right spot, he just can't finish. If we can see him turn that corner, and man, I don't know, Sonia, if you saw the game on, I think it was the Thursday game against the Panthers, where he did a spinorama and on Seth Jones and then scored on the Panthers goalie. It was an unbelievable highlight reel goal. And if that's the Geeky we can get all season, we're going to be in really good shape. So I hope he does not go to the box, though, Sonia.
Well, I want him to play, but I just know he's a little hot-headed too. So.
Oh, for sure. All right. So
I like Stephanie's answer here, Lilleberg, just because he commits the dumbest penalties.
Looks like in the chat, everyone's kind of agreeing with me on that one, and that's the laying fruit as far as penalty minutes goes. Like I said, he was our guy last year that had the most time in the box. All right. Nick Paul, Brandon Hagel, Anthony Sorelli, Nikita Kucherov, Braden Point, Jake Gensel. Do you guys know what all these players had in common last season?
They all scored.
They all scored more than 20 goals.
More than 20? Wow.
Yeah, a pretty impressive lineup. I mean, we were the best offensive team in the league last year, and those guys were a big part of it. So the question is, who is not on that list? Who's going to score 20 this year? And
Can you give me the list again?
so you can't pick Paul, Hagel, Sorelli, Kucherov, Point, or Gensel. So let me pull up a roster so we can get some good ideas on players that are available. I already wrote mine down when I was thinking of the questions, and we were just talking about them, so I might as well bring it up. I think it's going to be Geeky. I think Geeky scored, 9 goals last year? And like I said, he couldn't find the back of the net as often as...
I say Gonsalves.
I was going to say him.
That's a good pick, too. You can say him.
Stephanie's saying Bjorky, which I didn't even think of that. So actually, yeah, I'm changing Gonsalves to Bjorky.
Yeah.
I'll go Bjorky.
Didn't let him on the list because he was on that 20-goal list, but it was with 2 teams, so we'll let you have it. Sonia, what do you think?
I'm going to go with Gonzalez.
Gonzalez is a really good pick. All right.
Yeah.
Gonzalez, we would love to see really any of these players hit 20 goals. The other one to kind of look out for here is Chafee. Chafee scored like 12 or 13 goals last season. Very quiet. So if he can get more ice time, that would be great. So if they can add one more player to that 20-plus goal list, we will be in good shape offensively. Hopefully we can keep goals out of our own net. And that is the next topic here. How many shutouts will Vasi get this season? So last season he had 6, which was actually kind of high for him. His career high was 8. We think he could be injured, but how many shutouts do you guys think Vasi will get this year?
You said the highest is 8?
Highest was 8. Last year he had 6.
Why not go middle of the road? I'll go 7.
Good call.
4.
4. I'm going to go 5. The one thing I've kind of noticed about Vasi the past year is he's been good for one softie, it seems like, in most games. And he was on Saturday too. But we'll see. It would be great if he can break that record and get over 8 this season. All right, back to teams that we're looking for. We've talked about the Atlantic Division, but I want to talk about the East as a whole. Last year, we had a team come out of absolutely nowhere, the Washington Capitals, and they won the East. This year, who do you think is going to win the East? And you can say the Lightning if you'd like to, but anyone you think is going to win in the East this season?
To end up going in the Stanley Cup?
No, just winning the East as the number 1 seed, essentially.
Oh, okay. Carolina.
That's a good pick.
Rangers, maybe?
Not after what they looked like
They lost last night. They got shut out last night, 3-0.
I saw that. I was like, okay. Let me change that. Not Rangers. Dang it. You got to give somebody else a chance sometimes. Let's just go back to the Caps.
That wouldn't be a surprise. I mean, they've got pretty much the same team coming back. So, yeah, put the Capitals on there.
Stephanie said, no, Rangers can't score.
I think the Rangers are going to have a rough season. But, what's funny is they got Connor Sheary playing for them. And I'll tell you what, though, I really liked their jerseys that they had last night. They have, it's their 100th year.
Oh, yeah.
So they kind of, slightly changed up the jersey. And I was like, man, those jerseys look sharp. But they're just, slightly changed. I don't know what it is about it. I really liked it. I don't know if you guys noticed that.
I can't wait to see what our third jersey looks like.
Well, we got the black jerseys coming back, and we're going to be wearing them Saturday.
You mean the Stadium Series one?
Yeah.
Jersey.
No, the third, the black. Is it?
Yeah.
Are we keeping the same one?
Same ones.
Yeah, it's the same. They already came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're wearing them Saturday.
Okay. Okay.
They
I've been
put
gone
out,
all summer, so I didn't know any of that. So.
yeah, we will get jerseys this season, though. We will get the Stadium Series jersey at some
Right.
point, which should be in the next couple months. So that'll be exciting.
That's going to have some type of reference to Gasparilla on it, correct?
Oh, for sure, it's going to be a pirate in it. Seeing
You
how
think it's
every
gonna be the
advertiser
Pirate?
right now.
Okay.
Guys,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. I feel like I say this every year and it never happens. I've been waiting for the Devils to be good again for a while. Maybe if they can stay healthy, they will. So I'm gonna go with the Devils as winning as a surprise team. So there you go, Devils, Capitals in Carolina.
Mhm.
Okay, so
My other one would have been Montreal. I really like what Marty's doing with that team.
yeah, you know what's crazy is we had Andre Waugh on in December, early December, and Andre, we asked him how long Marty was going to last because they were not in good shape. That's at the beginning of the season. And he said, no, they're not going to get rid of him yet. Like he's still
Yeah.
trying to work on things. And sure enough, it was almost like after that episode, they started to turn around. So
It's like Wall called him and said, "Listen, it's down in Tampa. They're talking about you being terminated." So he's like, "All right, guys, let's play."
I think we lost Sonia.
Oh, he flew back. She came back. There she is. She's off and on.
No, she's frozen.
She,
All right.
she's disgusted with your pick. Look at that look.
Does not like the Devils. All right, well, let's keep going. Hopefully, she'll be able to pop back on. We're almost done anyway. We only have 2 questions left. Which Bolt will win an award this season? It seems like we never do, although Cooch did win. Ted Lindsay? Is that top? No, what's top scorer?
It wasn't Rocco Richard. The Hart. No, that's the MVP.
Definitely not winning the Hart.
I say he wins the Hart this year.
That's your
Art Ross. Somebody won. Art Ross.
Yeah, Art Ross is the most points, and he did win that. Technically, that
A lot of people picking Sorelli for the Selkie. I would think Hagel for the Selkie.
I'm going Sorelli for Selke. Didn't he get some votes last year?
Yes, he did.
All right, and then we'll have to check in if we get Sonia back. Let's see if we can.
Oh, there.
There she is.
I don't know what happened. It just did it by itself. I don't know.
It's the internet.
I don't like this thing.
Well, we only got 2 questions left. Did you hear the question? Who will win an award this season for the Bolts? John Cooper included here.
Ooh, please, can we get our coach the freaking? Oh my gosh, what does he have to do? Does he have to skate?
It's wild, isn't it, that he has not
He
won?
is the best. He is the longest tenured coach in the NHL. He is the winningest coach. Give me a break. Give my coach an award, please.
All right, I
Please.
like it. Cooper. Yeah.
Here's the thing. They think when you have players like Kucherov, Vasilevsky, Stamkos, Hedman, you're supposed to win those games. So when you do win all those games, they don't give it to the coach, but then you give it to a team that has other superstars on their teams, and you would expect them to win. It's just so stupid.
Yeah. I don't like their criteria. I don't like their way of thinking. They give it to my coach. He needs this. We need this for him because he's not going to be here forever. You know.
Oh, yes, he is.
I think, yeah, he just signed a new extension. But I think they need to huh?
Did Sonia know that? Because that was like it went completely under the radar.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's extended.
Yeah, they signed him. They haven't said how long or the price because they don't have to as part of the like they do with the players because that goes towards a salary cap where his does not. So they haven't announced how long his contract is, but he did sign a contract extension for at least next season, we know. And after his comments, there's rumors in the offseason he was going to Utah because he's friends with Utah's owner. And and then he came out and said, I'm staying in Tampa. This is the team. This is where I'm going to be. I love it here. This is my home. This is where I will be, is in Tampa. And
Kids love
so,
it here too. So
yeah, so there's that. There's that. So, I just don't think, I believe all the awards should be voted on by players.
mhm.
I don't think these writers should be, because it ends up to be a popularity contest. And when you
Right.
see those awards given at the end of the season where they're like, Athletic has asked this many players, and who's the goalie you don't want to play against, and it's Vasi. Who's the player that you think deserves the MVP? It's Kucherov. I think if you did that, you would see more.
Mhm. Mhm. I agree.
All right, so last question here, and just so people don't get mad in the chat, we always ask this question. Ever since we started doing this, we've asked this question. Do not get mad. But the last question is, will John Cooper get fired? Can everyone say it all at once? 3, 2, 1.
No.
No.
There we go. John Cooper. It would be something if he somehow got fired especially after getting extended, because I believe he signed through this season, and obviously that extension doesn't kick in until after this season. So, yeah, whether you like him or not, we are stuck with John Cooper, and I think that's a good thing. Look at how the coaching carousel works in the NHL, and these teams that just. What's crazy to me is they go through these coaches and they just get regurgitated to the next team. You hear about the same coaches, who's the guy that's in New York now? It was Sullivan, right? The Pittsburgh coach.
Mhm.
So it's just they go all over the place, and I don't know. I think you've seen
You had Vancouver and Philly switch ex-Lightning coaches to Tortorella.
I like Tocchet in
and
Philly.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And Tocchet started coaching here
Mm.
when he was down here. So
That's what I said, ex-Lightning.
well, we know I don't listen to you, Thomas.
I know.
So, all right. So that's our predictions. We will lock that into the vault, and we will talk about that again hopefully in July after we win the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
We talked about it way too early the last couple seasons, but there we go. All right. So what else do we want to talk about tonight? And yeah, let's go to the chat here since we've been neglecting you guys. Holland the pup. It's amazing. This dog can type. It can travel. It goes to games. Holland the pup is all over the place. I'm curious if Holland's made it to all of the arenas yet. I feel like you have.
Did you?
He'll tell us in a second. Let's see. I'm right, says JBB needs to go. Okay.
I like JBB.
Yeah, I think he makes some pretty good moves without much to work with.
He said, "Yep, he did." All right.
That's awesome, and he'll be in Detroit for the Red Wings game. I'm assuming that's the next Friday game.
That's the 16th. Yeah.
17th.
Or 17th, something like that. I was supposed to be up there too, but it doesn't look like I'm going.
What color do you think the jerseys will be? Stephanie said. I'm assuming this is for Stadium Series.
The stadium.
Do you think they're going to go black?
I think blue because it's going to be a home game.
Mm.
But black, I feel like Black Flags is such a pirate thing if they're going to do the pirate theme.
But yeah, I'd imagine maybe, yeah, black with a white.
It's a
pirate or
weekend
something.
too, so weekend jerseys are typically
Or the black.
or some semblance of. So yeah, I think it might have a lot of black on it. Dark gray, yeah, that might be a good one. That'd be cool. It depends on what the other parts look like. Pewter? What?
A pewter would be.
For the Bucks.
All right. By the way, I wanted to mention Connor McDavid signed an extension too the other day. And
2 years.
Yeah, 2-year extension.
Bless his heart.
The real headline here, though, is he signed for $12.5 per year, which is a huge discount for a guy who could probably have easily gotten 20 million a year. He decided to go 12.5, which is probably the most team-friendly, smartest thing that this guy could have done, and just shows how much he wants to win that cup. Think about it. He's been there this close the last 2 seasons.
Yeah.
So he's saying, "Hey, I'm going to be here for 3 more seasons, and I'm going to leave some room so we can come and get that goalie that, they still haven't got." But maybe that's the move this trade deadline. I just thought that was amazing because you saw Kaprizov sign a deal, an extension for 17 million a couple days before that. And
And Eichels was just huge today. Eichels was larger than his.
Yeah. So I just think that's amazing that you have
The thing that got me, and I've seen a couple things that that maybe he dictated, like the Howard signing with the Lightning, that was part of what had him resign. He believes in Howard and Draisaitl and that whole dynamic duel there. And we do bridge deals left and right here. But my only thing was any player doing a bridge deal this year was crazy because it's the last year in the CBA they could do the 8-year max. Next year it has to go to 7 years max.
Okay.
So I thought they would have locked. Well, I did see comments from their owner that this was his deal, not what they wanted. So
Yeah, I just thought it was crazy that, I think Nikita Kucherov's the best player in the world. Personally, I might be a little biased, but McDavid's right up there, right? So for him to sign for that is pretty amazing. And I'm hoping some of our guys who are, we don't want to admit it, but they're on the other side of their career, not quite as young as they used to be. They're on the other side of 30 now, that we have to resign soon. Vasilevsky's on that list. You got Kuch coming up. And I just hope that some of our guys don't get too greedy, and they should get all the money they can get when they can. But it's like, if you really want to win a Stanley Cup, it takes a whole team. Like, you got to have 4 full lines of players that produce and talent, and 3 defensive lines. You got to have a good goalie. So hopefully some of our team sees what he did and decides, well, hey, we only got a couple years left to really do this. Let's be nice. And trust me, I already think Nikita Kucherov's on a bargain deal already at 9.5, and Vasi as well. So
the other team that got a lot of help this year is the Florida Panthers. As much as I hate them re-signing, 85% of their team from last season. There was not one person that thought Bennett was coming back this season with them, and he took a huge discount. Then you had Marchand, who they thought for sure was going to be somewhere and was going to get a huge payday, and he signed for a discount with the Panthers. And that's where we're talking about. I think players are starting to see that. If you look for the 2 that have become back-to-back champions, the Lightning and the Panthers, it was those ones that you kept your superstars, you kept the team together. There can't be that single superstar anymore. You can't have, Mario Lemieux, a Wayne Gretzky, who's really just the pinpoint of your team, and you're going to win the Stanley Cup. You have to have a full team effort, and I think that's where the Lightning are going to get it this year.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's amazing that the Panthers were able to do that. And I think most of their roster is going to be intact till 2030.
Yeah.
So the Lightning have to figure out how to beat this team. And if it's by beating them up, then maybe, I don't know, maybe that's the way they can.
I don't know if fighting is the answer, as you could have seen.
Never is, except at the bench.
Yeah.
All right, there's two more things I want to talk about. I know we are over an hour here, so I want to get out of here soon. And Sonia's got to rest. She's got a big day tomorrow, and as do we all. It's opening night eve. We need to go to bed early. Put your little lightning socks up on the mantle and see if you get Claus comes to town and leaves some socks in your socks. Thomas has his
Put
jacket.
the jacket on. Look, let's see. I guess I'll cuddle with my girl.
So
I'll cut her with that dog.
the thing that I wanted to talk about is the thing that we seem to talk about every season, but I feel like the Lightning have done a really good job of addressing it. So I just want to make sure that we kind of cover it here. I'll go to our shared view here so you can see my screen. This is the link that I just put in the chat. There's no doubt about it. People are still confused about how to watch Lightning games. You can see it on Thunderbolt. You see it all over social media. People are lost as far as how to find games. But I'm telling you, they have made it easier than ever this season to do this. So the easiest way that you can watch a game, if you can't figure it out, in the Lightning, this is the Lightning's article. Who wrote this article? They need a shout out. Thompson Brandis wrote this article. Great job, Thompson. This is an antenna. Remember the bunny ears that we used to have on our TVs? This is a digital version of that.
I'm not that old. What are you talking about?
Whatever.
Of course. You do not need cable. You do not need any type of plan. If you get one of these antennas, and hopefully you're in the right part of town, because the problem with some of these places is, you're not going to get a good enough signal. So you might want to check first and see where that signal is and if it hits your house. But for like under $50, you can get one of these. And over the air, they've got this Scripps The Spot channel 66.1 coming out. So if you can't watch a game, you can't figure it out, and you're in the Tampa Bay area, go get an antenna. And it's basically your old school. Remember, we used to watch like channel 2, 4, 8, those channels.
Here in Tampa is 28 and 44. We're the ones that you used to get with the rabbit ears. Those were your UHF channels.
So that's your easy button. I don't want to pay for cable or anything like that. And if you do want to pay for cable, if you're still one of those folks, you got DirecTV, you got DirecTV streaming, you got Charter Spectrum, Frontier, Summit. It's all on the website. You're paying for hopefully the plan that includes that in your cable. You should be able to see it on these channels listed here. And then they made it as easy as possible here and with their own streaming service. Like, I've been wanting this team to do this for 15 years now. So you do have to pay for it, but $66 a season, which I think is very reasonable. You can go and watch games on the Lightning app. Now, I believe you have to be local to do this.
Yes.
So if you're out of town, this is like only if you're local. If you're out of town, I don't think this will work. Now, if you know how to use a VPN, you can point that VPN towards Tampa, and it hypothetically should get you in, even if you don't live in Tampa. But, I mean, listen, I give the Lightning a lot of credit. I feel like they've done everything that they could do to address something that we've been talking about for 10 years, way before this show started. And if you go down here, it will tell you live in Orlando, here's how to watch. And look, they do have for Orlando and Gainesville, they still have the app. So you must be able to, out of market, use this app. So, like I said, I got to give the Lightning some credit for listening to us. And look, Panama City, you still get the stream there. So it seems like the stream, $66 a season, will get you everything you need, at least in the state of Florida. They don't really go over any states or any place outside of Florida here. So kudos to Lightning for addressing that. I know people are still complaining about it, but hopefully this helps if you're listening to that. And you can watch the games. I know it's super frustrating when you can't find the games. And then finally, let's speculate. Tomorrow night, we know who's going to kick us off. She's right here with us. But what players are going to be playing tomorrow night? So we know Mosier is suspended, unfortunately. So Mosier's not going to be playing tonight or on Saturday. But let me zoom in here. This is from our guy, EE. These were the final practice pairings. So Gensel, Point, Kucherov. That was our money line last season. You had Hagel, Sorelli, and Goncalves. So Goncalves looks like he might get a little bump up and maybe some more ice time this season. Bjorkstrand down on that third line with Gord and Chafee. I don't know if that's just a Bjorkstrand. You've played a little bit more with Gord, so maybe you got some chemistry. And then you had Finley / Douglas. So Jack Finley is going to get a real chance to play this season, which is great because he was great in the preseason. Big forward. And then Douglas, bigger forward that they just picked up.
6'9".
Exactly. So one of those guys will get the nod tomorrow night. And then Holmberg's a pretty interesting pickup that we had to fill in that fourth line center spot from our guy Luke Glendening, who did sign with, I believe he signed with the Devils, actually.
Yeah.
My Eastern Conference pick. And then Geeky on that fourth line. By the way, I think like the third and fourth line and even second line outside of Hagel, Sorelli, where Gage is, that's all Cooper Blender territory right there. You might see.
I remember Paul comes back when December. Is that when they said it was?
Yeah.
Yep. So Paul will be back in a couple months. And then defense is a little bit shaken up here. Hedman and Radish. It's good. Radish has played with Hedman before. Usually we'd see Moser there. McDonough, Chernak, that line's been together and was together before McDonough had left or we traded him. And then Lilleberg, Crozier. That's going to be our tough line. Remember, that was Lilleberg, Perbix last season. But I can't wait for Crozier to get a real chance to play. And when Crozier and Lilleberg really started to come up a couple years ago, they were playing together. So there is some, chemistry there between those guys. But this is what we're looking at for opening night tomorrow and for this season. Anything you guys see here or any changes you would make to tomorrow night's lineup?
I would have liked to see Bjorky up there with Hagel and Sorelli, but Gonsalves up there isn't bad.
Give the kids a shot.
I don't know. I like this. I want to see Douglas. I want to see Holmberg. I want to see what Borky and Chafee and Gord do together. I don't know. I think it looks good to me.
Yeah.
The blender will be in effect anyway, so.
I feel like by the second period, we could see some changes on this. So you never know with Cooper. I think the one thing we know is going to be pretty certain is that first line. It'll probably take quite a bit for them to break up that first line. But I'll tell you what, not against them breaking up that first line because you could stick Thomas Schooley on that line with Point and Kucherov. He's going to find some goals.
All right, Tom, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for you to strap them on.
Just stand in front of the net. Kuch will just bounce it right off your stick or your bum. If you're lucky. All right. Was there anything else you guys wanted to talk about before we get out of here?
No, just go Bolts. Oh, my birthday's next Tuesday, which is an away game. So I'm going to try to do some kind of watch party / birthday party like we've done in the past. So I'm just trying to figure out where.
Next Tuesday is the.
You're going to be out of town.
14th. Yeah, I'll be gone. Sorry.
I'll
call you.
She's messaged me the last two. I get a happy birthday video from her singing happy birthday. And let me tell you, it's special to have a happy birthday video of Sonia singing it to you. Oh yeah. Happy birthday to Michelle Blevin. Her birthday's Saturday. Cookies is tomorrow, Sonia.
I know.
I know. Happy birthday, Cookie. It's also tomorrow is my oldest sister's birthday, Tracy. She might be watching, so happy birthday to her. She actually just moved down here.
Very
2 weeks
cool.
ago.
Can I do a birthday
Um,
shout out? You too? Was doing birthday shout outs? My
She's
baby.
kind of upset she doesn't get to go to the game tomorrow night because it's her birthday, but
Aw.
it's a tradition of who I take with me for the last 3 years. And when this was planned, she wasn't living in Florida; she was living in Mississippi. So I will make she will come to her very first Tampa Bay Lightning game sometime this season, but it won't be tomorrow.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna join in the birthday fun because I have a pretty special birthday, and I know he's not listening, but I'll clip this and I'll send it to him. My baby boy turns 18 on Friday.
Your baby
Yeah.
turns 18?
Yeah, so really excited, and I'm taking him to out of town for the weekend over to Orlando to go to that new park. So we won't be at Saturday's game, but we will be celebrating a big birthday for my big guy. My son's a big, tall, goofy boy, but he's a good kid. So happy birthday, Landon.
Very cool. Very cool.
Oh, how
Happy birthday.
sweet!
Happy birthday.
Like I said,
That was
there's no chance he's listening.
Yeah, Shooter has kids. Believe it or not, he has a boy and a girl.
Oh, I have never talked to him about his children, so that's good to know.
They're not like huge hockey fans. So it's weird because I am. I play like it's 24/7 hockey here. Maybe I burnt them out too early on it. Like they'll usually go to one game a season with me. My daughter's a little bit more into the sports stuff. She's like a multi-sport athlete in high school, so she's a little more into it. But
Yeah.
right on.
Hold it down.
Well, happy birthday season for everyone out there. And happy Bolts season. We are officially back tomorrow. And Thomas and I will be back on most Wednesday nights. So make sure you follow at We the Thunder Pod. Make sure you're on Thunderbolts. Follow us on YouTube to keep up with when we'll be. We might have to switch up some things as far as dates of some certain shows, but we'll be pretty consistent, I think, with Wednesday nights. And if you're around tomorrow night at the game, look for us there. Say hi. If you've never talked to us before, make sure you come say hi to us. And usually you can catch me up in the beer garden between periods. And Thomas Schooley's always running around like a chicken.
Usually between first and second, I'd go out to the beer garden and find Shooter. After that, we're all on our own. But I do sit in 322 right next to the what is that, between the pipes bar. So
Yeah, I normally see Tom there. I either see him there or he comes walking up when I'm going through that area. So
Yeah.
I know she goes and visits someone special up there. So
well, I have to visit her tomorrow. So
oh yes, yep, absolutely. I know. I'm like, tomorrow's her birthday, but is it strange for me to say, "Do you have my pumpkin bread?"
I'm not going to ask her to work on her birthday, Tom.
Oh, I will. I said, well, it'd be strange for me to ask.
Yes, it would be strange.
You know, there ain't no shame in my game.
Wait until Friday.
All right.
Well, Sonia, we cannot thank you enough for joining us again to kick off the season, and hopefully we'll get you back here a couple times throughout the season. Get your thoughts on what's going on. You never know what's going to happen with this team. I feel like every season's this roller coaster ride, so we'll have to get you on and get your opinion on what's going on again later this season. But again, thank you so much for joining us and taking the time to spend with us. Thomas, thank you, I guess, too.
So, yeah, and I know you couldn't hear the very beginning of the show and my intro of you. You only got to hear the last part of the intro. You got to go back and hear the whole intro because I did some research on you today, and was talking about your 2023 National MS Society Inspiration Award winner, your 2022 Sneaker Soiree Freddie Solomon Moral Courage Award, your community hero award. So Yeah, she only got in when I said her 13th season. That's when I heard her say, "I can hear now."
Yeah.
So
You got to pull her the clip. You got to pull her the clip. He did
I
go
will.
all out. He wrote it all down.
I
Wow.
did. Look.
Okay, Thomas. Very cool. Yay.
I messaged him today. I said, "Can I do her intro, please?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I was like, and let me tell you, it's a good thing to go on YouTube and just Google Sonia's name. Some of those videos are so good, and there's such a flashback at different times and different points of Lightning seasons and Sonia's career. So it's really cool to go see them. There's even the behind the scenes look of her getting ready for rehearsal and everything else. Her day in the life of her.
They're supposed to do another one of those this season. My nephew just told me maybe a couple of days ago. He goes, "Auntie, do you know you're famous?" I said, "What?" He goes, "I went on Google and your face is everywhere." Oh boy, 10-year-olds, they're funny.
All right. Well, we cannot wait for you to kick us off tomorrow night. Can't wait to hear that booming voice again.
I can't wait.
to get us going. And yeah, I'm getting super excited to be able to get back in that building tomorrow. So thank you guys again. Hey, make sure you follow us. We'll be back next Wednesday. Thank you guys for joining us again. And until next time, this has been We the Thunder. Don't forget to be the Thunder.
That's it?
Shooter and Schooley bringing the fire. Tampa Bay squad taking it higher. Strikes on the ice, lightning so bold. Hedman, Cooch Point, the story